Hello everyone, it's Amanda Watson from MrsWatsonEducation.com, and I was asked to do a quick tutorial series on different ways that teachers can share documents or assignments with students and get them back in this new digital age where we're not requiring printing or any kind of special access. So here are some of my suggestions. There are quite a few, but this is going to be a mini series on different ways. This video is on how to convert forms or use forms to make your digital worksheets and stuff into a digital method. So, and I did something similar already using Google Forms as a tutorial because I'm a Google girl, but my district's Microsoft and I'm making this at my principal's request. So this is the Forms version, the Microsoft Forms version. So let's go ahead and look quickly at Forms. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on how to use all the form features. There's so many other resources out there, but I do want to just kind of skim over the top to show you that it exists and how it kind of works. So you can go in and there's so many other tutorials online that go into depth about how to use Forms. But here you go in Microsoft Forms. You can see there's two options, quiz or new form. Quiz is going to be graded, which is kind of nice for assignment purposes. So if you go into the form, you can title it whatever you want. And I like to use forms for my assessments that are not like district assessments. And I also like to use forms to convert some worksheets into forms that are pretty easy, or some readings and stuff like that. So you just title it whatever you want. If you want to create a theme, change up the colors, you can, and that's easily done right there. But then you start building the actual components. I always start, so you have multiple choice questions you can choose from, or you can go into text, which is what I'll be using first. I always start with first name, and then I add, you can see, as just as easy as this, last name for students to enter. If it's required, you just click here. If it's long answer, you click there, so that's really nice there. And I always add period. And that gives my students it's very easy. They know how to do it. I've never had to teach a student how to complete a form. Once they get it, they know exactly what to do as they go through, which is really nice. The reason why I separate first and last name and add period, because when you get to the responses, and I'll show you, let me show you right now. Once you get to the responses for form, you're going to be able to see for each student in the whole group's data, which is really nice. They generate a lot of data instantly, which is great. But you have an option to open up in Excel, as you can see right here, and that's going to give you a spreadsheet, and each question that we're building will be a different column of the spreadsheet that you can manipulate, sort. I like to sort it alphabetically by last name, and then by period, so it will sort them just like it shows up in my digital gradebook, so it's easier to transfer grades and I don't have to search and scroll through. So that is why I always start my forms off with those 3 questions. Then once you go through, you can add more questions, you can add the date it's completed, you can add all sorts of things right here. I always then add a separate section, because that's going to break the form up into smaller segments, so it's not so overwhelming for the students. And then you could go ahead and start building the content. So this would be like if you had a worksheet, you could add, let's see, a reading, right? Sorry, my dog's snoring. You could add a reading, you could copy and paste from your worksheet, copy it in there, or if you want, you could just take a picture of it. Digital pictures, I love using just the snipping tool that comes on most computers. I'm not going to show you really how to use all the features of it. Basically, you just snip, like I could snip a picture of this and save it, up here, file, save it as a JPEG, and then I'd be able to upload that picture. Obviously, this isn't a picture I want to save and use, but I'd be able to upload it and insert it into this form, so students would see it. So for example, if I had like a 2-page paper, I could get a picture of just paragraph 1 and break it up for the students by doing that. Or I could just do page 1 and insert that way. So it's kind of a nice way to manipulate that to make it work for us during this time. You can also add videos, like your YouTube videos of, like, maybe there's a tutorial video or an educational video that you want them to watch and reflect upon in their answers. So that's all there. So some nice features. So you could do that for each section of the worksheet or the assignment you have, build it up. And when you're ready to go, all you have to do is hit share. Share is going to generate, so if you have it for only organization, it's going to require them to sign into their Microsoft account. for your school system, which is nice and secure. If you want it to be more easily accessed, like some say you share this assignment in Teams, but you also share it via email or on somewhere where parents have access to, so that they're helping their students at home, you might want to just click this. That's going to allow anyone to be able to access and help it without having to do a login, which is nicer, but you can make it more private just by there. You'd hit copy, and that gives you the URL. So now I have that link copied. So if I go up to my top browser, just type it in here. I just pasted it in. You can see exactly what that form looks like. See that one section once they complete it, the parts that are required, you see they have that star on them, so they know they can't move on until those sections are done, and then it will move on to the next form, which is very, very nice. So going back to forms, that's easily, so I like this because you can share this as a URL directly in your Teams feed. You could put a hyperlink in an email. You can type a hyperlink into your Canvas or your LMS system, share it in so many ways, and the students just open it up and it's just step by step, easily to follow. I like the easiness of that. It does take some time on your end to convert your stuff digital, but I think it's well worth it in the end when you have the responses, all the data you get instantly, the ability to open up an Excel spreadsheet and manipulate the data and see what it looks like that way. It's just a really, really nice feature. Like I said, I did this before for Google Forms because that's what I use because I love Google, but Microsoft Forms has just as many great features. So that's going to be the end of this video. I didn't go into all the features of Forms. I didn't go into all the nitty-gritty things it can do. There's so many other videos. I wanted to keep this sweet and short just to give teachers an idea of what they could do and how they can do assignments in this digital age. So hopefully that helped you with that. And if you're interested, go online, and there's so many other places to find all the details. I learn best just by playing around with it, but that's just me. But I've seen some great videos from other people that are going step by step how to do different things, response validation, stuff like that. So hopefully this helped. Thank you so much. Bye.